Alright, welcome back to this video in when to harvest your microgreens, how to cut them, and what is the economics behind it. This is the Grow series, how to grow and sell microgreens, where you will be learning how to set up a small system in your home for less than €1,000, grow some microgreens, cut them, put them in some containers, go out and sell them and get some money back, make your investment back in this setup. That's what you will be learning inside of this Grow series. Welcome to the next video. This is the fifth video in this series, and we will be discussing when to harvest, how to do it, and what to do afterwards, and what is the economics behind it. So first I want to show you these three trays. These three trays have been growing for 2.5 weeks by now, and they are quite old. They got to the point of now we have to harvest them. This tray is the best tray, I would say, because it still have a lot of lush green leaves. It's not that yellow yet, but it's really on the last level of when you should harvest it. I think this is because there was more nutrient into the soil. We're growing in organic soil, and this is 3 types of organic soils that we have. These two made the same day with different soil, and we can see here they are really starting to tip over and fall over, and we were starting to see yellowing of the leaves and burnt tips. So that's not so good, and as we can see over here we also have some yellowing of the leaves and burnt tips. We have been growing these for true leaves as well, as you can see here, and this is the last stage before harvest. I would have harvested these half a week ago. This tray is actually still good, but this is on the last days before it needs to be harvested, because we don't provide any fertilizer solution to these greens, and we are trying to grow it as organically as possible. We could use some organic fertilizer, but usually that smells a lot. And today we will just be harvesting these trays and seeing how much will the yield be, and then learning what is the economics behind this. So this is the video today, and this is what you will learn. So let's get into it. As we discussed in a previous video in this series, we are using these containers with these things in the bottom, and we will be putting 2 sheets of toilet paper in them. I would still recommend using paper that's unbleached, so it's just more natural that way. Let's just start cutting the first. So we will start cutting the first tray. What we will do is we will take this tray, the best tray of them. I will cut them. It's important that we keep the humidity as low as possible, that we have as much airflow as possible, and we are using the right light, because these 3 things are essential. You can always go onto Nordic Hydro and find that. We're also selling the small containers to store them in very soon. So I have here a very sharp knife, and I'll just cut the microgreens from the bottom here and make sure that I'm cutting them in a state where they're as dry as possible, so they last as long as possible when they are being stored. And then we will just fill up the small container here. Let's just see here. Okay, so here we have about 50 grams of broccoli microgreens, and these are already in the container. We have the paper in the bottom, and then 50 grams of microgreens. It varies a lot. Your next question is probably, what can you sell this for? The best answer to this question, what you can sell your microgreens for, is really go out to the market, provide some samples for your friends, your family, ask them if this is interesting. Would it be interesting for them to buy this on a consistent basis? And if yes, what would they be willing to pay for 50 grams like this? You could also make it in bigger containers, but this is probably one of the most economical ways where you are maximizing your profits, because it's not too big of an amount, but it's also an amount where you are able to charge more for your produce. And this will last people like 3 or 4 days in the fridge. If you want, you can see if you can reuse these containers But you need to ask your local government about that, if this is possible for you, if you clean them or if your customers clean them and you get them back clean and then you can reuse them. You need to do that research yourself. But this is essentially 50 grams. Now let's see what we can harvest in total, how many grams we can harvest on this tray alone. I will be harvesting this tray, seeing how much will there be in total. Oh, we've harvested the last of this whole tray. Let's see how much weight we can get on this. All right, so right here we have 380 grams total weight of this broccoli microgreens. So that's almost 8 of these containers. If you have 380 grams here, this is almost 8 of these containers. Let's just say 7 of these containers here. And I would say that I would be able to sell these at 5 to 6 euros per container. So 5 euros times 7, that's 35 euros. So we should be able to take this tray, grow it full with 380 grams of broccoli microgreens and sell it at 35 euros per tray. And in this setup, you have 4 trays per row and you have 5 rows. You can do the calculations on what's possible to do inside of this grow tent here like this. Yeah, that was basically how to harvest it, what to keep in mind while you're harvesting. You just need to make sure that you cut them and you cut them when they are as dry as possible, but don't dry out the soil underneath, but just make sure that the stems are as dry as possible, because then they will last as long as possible inside of the fridge. That's what's important for you to focus on. But of course, this is general advice, so you need to ask and call your local government, figure what you are allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do, but this is just general advice how to get started with this. If you want more in-depth conversations, more in-depth consultations, then visit Nordic Hydro, go to the mentorship option, and then you can also see what we're able to help you with on a more one-to-one basis if you need our help specifically for your market and for your situation, how we can help you set up like this and set up for success, because we've seen a lot of successes. We've set our own business up to do 130,000 euros in sales each month, and then we've also helped other growers go to 10k a month, 15k a month, 20k a month even, all around Europe. So we know a lot about this process. We've done it with other people. We've done it with quite a lot of people by now. So if you need someone who can specifically guide you for your market, your situation, give us a call. If you like the video, give the video a thumbs up. In this next video, we will be going through how to grow broccoli, how to grow radish, and how to grow the sunflower, mostly in general. And if you have seen something up here, we have some arugula growing, we have some other salads, some edible flowers growing. This is a cool new project we're doing in collaboration with Grow Pipes. Grow Pipes is an awesome NFT company that are making pipe systems that we have in collaboration with them made our own systems, where you can have a small setup like this at home that is around the same size, but then you can grow salads, you can grow leafy greens, herbs, and edible flowers. So leafy greens and herbs are more like for your own consumption, for your friends, your family, your neighbors as well, just like this. And edible flowers are a bit more focused on the restaurant industry and the business like this. But if you like something like this, then we also have a free school community. It's called Vertical Plus Farm Academy, I think, or something like that. It's on Skool. You can find it. It's on Vertical Greens. I will put a link in the description of this video to the Skool community as well. It's free. There's other growers like yourself who's interested in this, who's also in there. We have a lot of free lessons in there as well, so you can learn a lot from that. But this is a cool new system and setup that we will also be making a YouTube video series about, how you can learn to grow this at your home and what will be profitable to grow. So I hope you like this video. Give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. I also promised you cost breakdown of this, making one tray like this. Of course, we need to have some lights for the growing. We need to have some ventilation going, we need to have some soil, we need to have some seeds, and that's basically it. So these LEDs run on 33 watts and ventilators, I think 5 watts or something like that. So that's very, very little. We're using the organic soil that we can get to down to, we use maybe 2 liters in every tray, and we can get that down to about 10 or 20 cents. Then we use 30 grams of seeds, and the seeds for the broccoli is 30 grams for around 1 tray like this. And if you compare that to that 1 kilo of broccoli seeds is around 65 euros, something like that, then you can do your own calculations, and then you can make the calculations on what it costs to make a tray like this in a setup at home like this. This is an easy way to grow a very, very low cost, because when you have a setup at home, you don't need to worry about your employee costs. You don't need to worry about having stock a place where you can grow it, because it's already in your home. So this is a great way to start as a side hustle, and this is awesome because it's an awesome hobby to start, and you can just cut it and eat it yourself, and it's like super healthy. So that's the cost breakdown as well. Now you have some numbers, you can write them down, you can watch this video again and you can write all down the numbers, and you can make your own cost analysis of what it costs to make a tray like this, how much you can make in a setup like this, and what the opportunity cost is in setting up a system like this. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. After growing microgreens for 7 years, growing in a small setup like this in our apartment and establishing a business where we now have 50 employees, we've chosen to make this video series to help you become a better grower, help you make a setup like this in your home, start growing microgreens, start producing for your own consumption, but also for your friends, your family, your neighbors, and selling them to create a small side hustle. By making this video series about this procedure and this process, we hope that you can start understanding a bit better what and how you should do it, and then learn how to grow microgreens, how to sell microgreens. And of course, we hope that you will go into our grow shop, nordichydro.com, invest in the tent, in the lights, in the trays and the seeds and everything you need in order to get success with this. And in exchange, of course, we help you to become a grower, and we help you to understand how you should do this in a simplified way, where you will understand how you can create a side hustle from this. And the idea is that as soon as you understand and have learned how to start selling to your friends and family, we have set up coaching and consultation programs that teach you how to get into selling in a more consistent basis, not focusing on the farmers markets, but more focused on the restaurant industry, the hospitality industry, and how you can integrate your microgreens into the hospitality industry, selling that to local restaurants, to local wholesalers. But first, of course, you need to understand the basics, and that's what you learn here in this free video series, how to grow and sell microgreens. So if you're up for this challenge together, then let's go through this video series and you will learn a lot, and hopefully you will understand how and what you need to do to be able to, in order to sell your first package of cut microgreens to your friends, your family, your neighbors, the people that's around close to your inner circle.